that's going to do it for the news portion of the program, but we're going to turn the cameras around here, and one of our newest sponsors to KVHC is going to be here, Crazy Luther Loan-A-Rama. You definitely want to stay tuned to the next half of the program because he's going to be telling you how you could get money for anything. So stay tuned. We'll have Crazy Luther coming up next.
You're clear.
All right, okay, Brian. Well, go ahead and get Luther in here and switch the cameras around. Guy kind of gives me the creeps, but I kind of wonder if he's the real deal. That'd be kind of cool. Get a nose job and some Botox. Looks better on camera. Yeah?
Did I hear you say you need a little money? I knew when we were talking earlier that you needed a little help on the old infrastructure on the nose there.
Well, I was, you know.
I mean, you're a TV star. I mean, you can tell you're a TV star. You want to improve stuff.
Yeah, I mean, kind of a little bit. I was kind of just, you know, thinking maybe that'd be kind of a joke.
Well, you know.
I don't know that I would actually borrow money for that.
We could talk. We could talk. I swear to goodness, we could talk. Because, you know, is anyone else going to lend you that money in Kerrville, Brenda?
Probably not.
Okay, so we could have a conversation about that, couldn't we?
Yeah, we're going to do an interview. We were actually going to flip the cameras around and go to the other side, and you can tell me all about the interest rates and stuff like that?
Maybe, but you know, the main thing is between you and me just on the QT, we can make it work. You know what I'm saying? We can make it work. So you're a upcoming television personality in this area, and you need all the help you can get. Just go to the next level. So we can talk about that. And you do have a job, Brenda. You got a job, so we ain't got that problem.
Does that give me any kind of special concessions?
I mean, it's like it moves you up from like the 20th percentile to the 90th because you got a job. I mean, that's huge. So, I mean, we're as good as done. I mean, what do you think, $1 grand, $2 grand? What are you thinking?
You know, I hadn't really thought
Price
about
it out. You haven't priced it out. Well, let me tell you, I got enough people from around Kerrville come in with requests kind of like this. 2 G's, I think you're good to go. So we'll talk later. Okay, everybody, stay tuned.
Welcome back to the program. As we said earlier today when we were doing the news, that we have a Crazy Luther here today. You may recognize him as one of our brand new advertisers, one of our worst paying customers, but he's got the most money anyhow. Welcome to the show, Crazy Luther. Lending the most money when you can.
You bet. You know,
Can you lend us some money?
Well, you know, we'll talk about that a little later. You know what I'm saying? I'm just so glad to be here talking about the Halloween special, talking about what's going on in Kerrville with Crazy Luther's Loan-A-Rama. You know what our motto is?
What is?
We lend money to you because no one else will. And that's the thing that I built my empire on, and that's why I'm on the air today with this great Halloween special and helping you, the station, out, of which we'll get around to helping you out later. You know what I'm saying?
So are you a non-profit organization?
No, we are not a non-profit. We are a full-blown profit corporation that is dealing with lending money to those people that are a little down on their luck, you know, cannot get a loan anywhere else. And we've got a niche. We got a niche here in Kerrville.
What kind of interest rates are we looking at for our customers?
You know what I'm saying, Brenda? We're talking about in that 28 to 48% range. You know what I'm saying?
But they can get a loan right now.
I mean, you do not even have to have a job. You just need to be thinking about having to look for a job in the last 6 months, and you're good to go as far as we're concerned. You know what I'm saying? The work deal's not really important. We're just talking about we want to make it easy to get you some money.
And so for those people sitting at home wondering, you know, can it be for this or that? Do you have certain qualifications or specifications for your loans?
Well, pretty much if you can walk in here, you know, and you've got most of your clothes on, and you've bathed recently, you know, we're going to take a look at you. And then the other thing is if you have got, you know, a reason to borrow money, which everyone's got a reason. You can't just come in there and say, Luther, I just want $100. You can't do that. You got to at least explain. We can work with you on that.
And what are some of the reasons that people have loaned money or borrowed money from you in the past?
Well, why have you needed money, Brenda? I mean, what kind of things have happened in your life in the last 20 years that you've needed a little extra loot for?
Well, I've had car trouble, had to get, you know, new tires, and
bail boyfriends out of jail. You ever had that problem?
No, I
haven't had that. Well, let me tell you something. There are a lot of people in this area that have got that problem.
So you do that.
You
leave no stone unturned.
Well, we help people in all kinds of situations. We're not just talking about your straightforward car, boat, trailer payment. We're talking about people who are down on their luck. They got lifestyle problems. There's a bunch of stuff going on. We help people in all kinds of ways. Just take it, for instance, it's Halloween. This is a Halloween time of year, right? There's people in this area who don't have money for costumes. Can you believe that? They do not have money to go to Walmart or Walgreens and just get the basic Casper Ghost mask or whatever, you know, let alone a little six-pack or whatever.
What about Halloween candy?
Well, you know, the people I'm dealing with really don't hand out candy. You know what I'm saying? They're just out wanting to have a good time. So that's not really my clientele. We're just talking about people that need the basics to get through the long Halloween weekend. So you can come, $150, $200 to get through the weekend, we'll do it. So we're there this time of year.
What about people in need for Christmas assistance, looking ahead to Thanksgiving assistance?
You're going to get me started crying. You know, I mean, right after, you know, it's Thanksgiving and Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Every year, Brenna, we got tons of people from this area. I mean, I'm not
Christmas
talking about just Ingram. I'm talking about Center Point. I'm talking about, you know, even Fredericksburg. Believe it or not, people in Fredericksburg, they're down on their luck too. You know what I'm saying? They'll come in. They've got all kind of no money for lights, no money for a tree, no money for presents. And then as we always come across this every year, you got to have alcohol, you got to have guns, you got to have bail money. And so, you know, we hear that. We know that these kind of things come across. You need it.
You don't think that if they're needing these kind of things that maybe they don't need money for that?
Well, we don't judge the character, you know what I'm saying? We just basically are looking at what's going on in their lifestyle. We're not there to redeem people. We're just saying if you've got the need and you can come in, get through the paperwork, it's very simple. We'll lend you the money.
Okay, and so after they get their money, what happens after that? They just get to, I mean...
That is one of the most important parts of this whole process. You are so smart, I can tell. You are a smart person. Did you go to Shriner?
I did go to Shriner.
I can tell by looking at you that you went to Shriner.
Girl.
I can tell. You got the looks of a gal that's been to Shriner University. Let me tell you, when we sign the dotted line and you get the money, we call this the clock is ticking in Crazy Luther's Lonorama. The clock is ticking. You better be getting ready to pay us back. Now, we gave you the money, but you need to be thinking about paying us back. 28, 38%. So you got like 2 weeks to get it figured out for that first payment.
And do you have any kind of reconciliation program for those of the kind of clientele that cannot pay you back?
Well, we don't want to talk about that right now. This really isn't the time to go into that. We just say that we just have like special situations. We take it on a case-by-case basis. Mm-hmm. And so we just deal with that. And I got staff, you've seen them before. We got some great guys working for us, and we basically go in and we just kind of work with them in their situation. And, you know, Dr. Brain, we talked about Dr. Brain.
I was going to ask you about him.
Dr. Brain was one of those...
Have we rid ourselves of him?
Well, Dr. Brain was one of those special situations, Brenna. I knew you, You knew Dr. Brain.
I knew him well.
You worked with him. You knew he was kind of out there. He was a big idea guy.
He tried to get me to marry him.
I know it. The guy was just a Looney Tune.
Don't tell me
genius.
You loaned him money.
Well, he came to us last year after the big, you know, deal came down after the Halloween show. He's feeling pretty cocky. Came in. He had a new end of the world, you know, rule the world idea.
And you loaned him money for it.
You know, one of his ex-wives had all those kids in that coat. God, that freaked me out when I saw that. The guy is a mess. But still, we went through all that. We saw everything, and we said, you know what, Dr. Brain, we'll take one more chance on you. He had some pie-in-the-sky theme idea. We lent him about $2,000 for it. He signed on the dotted line. He said, you know what, Crazy Luther, this is going to make me $1 million. You get the first $500,000. So I'm in on that. Not only 38%, but $500,000. He skipped town, Brenda. The idea didn't go anywhere. We never heard from the guy. So my men went looking for him. And we're like hound dogs. We're like that bounty hunter dude on cable, you know? Mm-hmm. We found Dr. Brain. And I'm just telling you, Kerrville will never see Dr. Brain again. You know, that's the end of it. You know, you get my drift, don't you? You get my drift.
You're an equal opportunity lender, is
right.
What
But then when you don't play by Crazy Luther's rules, you know, we're pretty hardcore. So that's why you will not be seeing...
Maybe you should have just called the Better Business Bureau or turned it into collections. Or...
Well, we kind of work outside that realm. You know, we're not really working in the normal infrastructure of the business community, if you see what I mean. And you've seen my big building over there by Fuddruckers. You know, I mean, I built an empire on this kind of lending practices. And that's why I'm so blessed to get on board with you guys and have this Halloween contest and this special and just, you know, entertain the people in the Kerrville area. And it's, you know, it's just awesome to be a part of this.
Well, I'm really glad that you've come in here, an equal opportunity lender. He discriminates against no one. It really sounds like you're a great guy.
You know, it's like philanthropy. You know, I consider myself like Warren Buffett. You know, Warren Buffett wants to give a bunch of money to pay our debt. You know, when I hit it big, I will definitely take care of you guys here at the TV station. I know you owe you a little money, so don't give me a hard time on that. I mean, I'll settle up with y'all, so, you know, we're working it out, all right?
Because we'll come find you.
You will?
Well, that's neither here nor there. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to have more with Luther and his opportunities for you to get money. So stay tuned. There's more on Hill Country Today. And welcome back to the program. We have Luther here from Luther's Loan-A-Rama, an equal opportunity lender for all of those of you out in the Hill Country. No discrimination at all. What a wonderful guy.
You know, we're just here to help, Brenda. We're just here to help. I mean, you know, I've got, you know, we see what the other guys around town are doing, you know. They're putting limitations on your jobs history, your marriage history, your criminal history. We just don't worry about that.
Yeah.
So, you know, we're just there to help.
And in kind of light of Halloween, you like to run all kinds of specials, and you've bought about a bunch of TV time here. And
That's right. I mean, I love Halloween. We all love Halloween. And I knew that this Halloween special is a big deal for your station and a big deal for Kerrville coming in on this humongous station over on McFarland. And, you know, I said, I want to be a player with y'all. So I came in, talked to y'all. Y'all said, yeah, if you buy the time and you can pick the movie, yeah, you can have your Halloween contest. Promote your business, so here I am. We're going to have a blast tonight. It's going to be a great show.
And I know you've traveled the world. You've been in film festivals and art festivals throughout the world, and you have brought something here, a special film. Can you tell us a little bit about the film?
Well, you know, I went in, you know, just thought about all the things I love, and you know, creature sci-fi stuff. It just fascinates me.
Mm-hmm.
It's creepy. It's scary, and I found this movie called The Creature from the Haunted Sea. It's one of the best movies ever made. It's a classic. And I found it, talked to you guys, you said, hey, I think we can go with it, and, you know, I think it's going to scare the pants off everybody. And it's got that haunted sea kind of creepy thing, you know. And so I think it'll be right in the Halloween mode, and, you know, we just want to entertain the children, the parents, and, you know, if you're, you know, just like I told you the other night, just get a 12-pack, you know, sit down, enjoy the movie, and get you some nachos, and it's going to be a heck of a night.
And, of course, if you don't have the money for that 12-pack or those nachos, you can call Crazy Luther.
Absolutely. You got it, girlfriend. So this is just a big festive. You know, the kids are out trick-or-treating, dressing up like, what is it, all the costumes this year? That's going to be Dirty Bird or Crazy Bird or something. Angry Bird, and we got all kind of cool stuff. But for those of you who just want to settle in and just watch a great movie and see a show, you know, that's what I wanted to do for Kerrville area.
And one more time, y'all are located on Junction Highway by
Fuddruckers?
By Fuddruckers, okay.
I mean, yeah, you know, we've been there for years and years and years. You'll see a commercial later on it. We've just been there. We got a new office opening up in Center Point later in the year. So we're expanding.
That's so weird, because I always see you in Ingram. I thought your office was in Ingram.
Well, I've been hanging out in Ingram. You know, I'm divorced, and, you know, I'm kind of just trying to find my way. And, you know, there's a lot of action out there in Ingram, and so I spend some time out that way.
So when I saw you walking, that wasn't by your office there?
No, it was something else. Yeah, it was something else. We didn't want to go into that.
I'm
okay,
sorry.
I appreciate it.
You know, anyways, Junction Highway by Fredericksburg. You can't, Fuddruckers. Excuse me. One of the biggest buildings, if not the biggest building in Kerrville.
Yeah, you might notice it. It might blend in, but it's humongous, and you know, it's one of the biggest buildings down that part of town.
Crazy Luther's Loan-A-Rama. He's called crazy because he'll loan to anybody.
That's right, and we're just so glad to be a part of this. We hope you enjoy the movie, and just don't go anywhere.
Stay tuned. There's more from KVHC's Hill Country Day and Crazy Luther. Stay tuned for The Creature from the Haunted Sea.